Good morning. Sorry about that. I don't mean to shake. Welcome back to my channel, Jody Lewis Creations. I am just going to kind of show you where I'm at so far with Alice. I've been trying to kind of put some papers together, and you guys know that I like to keep the pages intact. I don't like to fold them or whatever. I haven't decided on what trim I'm going to use on the edges. And so I'm doing something a little different this time, and I hope it's going to work out okay. So I'll show you. So these are my signature covers. And is this going to fold for me? Yeah. I had glued them and stuck them under a pile of books to try to make sure that they were flat. But okay, so I went with this cover, obviously, right? And so this is going to be like a pocket on the front here of this one. It'll make sense in a second. Let me just, okay. So my first signature, I thought, how cute is this with the teacups? And you know, they're having their tea. Obviously, tea is a theme. And what's fun is that I had gotten this paper from a gal who was doing a paper destash like a couple years ago. And it was tea themed, and I didn't think I was ever going to use it. I kept hanging on to it. And there's some paisley prints in it that I love. And now I'm trying to keep the paisley prints because I love paisley. And I'm like, oh, I could use it for this, or I could use it for that. So I'm trying to make myself stop that and to use it. But anyway, but it's got more of a pink and green and blue theme to it. And I was noticing just flipping through these pages of this book that those are kind of the colors with this one, the pinks and the greens and the blues. And I really, really like it a lot. So I thought that this would be a tuck here on the front, or maybe we'll do an Alice label. I do have the Stamperia chipboard pieces, and there's cake in here somewhere. Anyway, there's just a lot of really cool pieces. I don't know. We're not there yet. So, you know the thought process. It's always evolving when I do this. So we'll just very quickly flip through, and then I'll show you a couple other pieces I've kind of been working on. So I was trying to pull the pink from the teacher here. And, or is that her sister? Whatever. Anyway. And so I have this paper that I dyed with some red food coloring, and it turned out such a pretty pink. And I have these index pages from an encyclopedia set that are blue pages that I thought looked pretty cool in here. So anyway, I was just kind of trying to pull some of the brightness out of the pages. And I don't think it matters like what colors I went with. It was going to be pretty anyway. But these papers, the colors were perfect, and I thought, well, what a great use for it. So this is the center of the signature, and one thing I did do kind of reverse on this one is the exterior of the signature covers are so like I wanted this yellow to pull from the straw, right? And so this is white. And you know, I'm not going to leave all that white space. I'll ink it or whatever, but we'll embellish. And so we'll have pockets on the outside of the signatures versus the inside this time, which is a little different. I don't normally do that. Anyway, so obviously I don't have enough papers put in here yet. So I was having a hard time with putting paper in the front because I love the scrapbook paper with that first page. It's why I chose the colors that I did. But I do have some ideas, you know, and it's an evolution of thoughts when I do these journals. And, you know, I start in one place and then I end up going somewhere else with them. It just kind of turns into its own thing, and it's fun, and I enjoy the process, and I hope that you'll enjoy the process as you go along with me. Now this one, I did do the pinks to the inside because I love this and I thought it was so pretty. Anyway, but you know, we could flip it because it would be pretty like that too, you know, pull the pink from the cat. So my trimmer cut crooked on this page, so it's a little shorter than the rest, but that's okay because that gives us that, you know, the layering effect and everything. So I was fine with it, and I wanted to use that print. And of course, once I cut it, I only have one piece of each of these pages. So anyway, so that's where I am so far with picking out papers. And like this one, I scored on the wrong side, but it's okay. We'll put some trim or a tuck or something there, and that'll hide it. So if you make mistakes when you're doing things, just embrace them and go with it, and think of ways that you can just incorporate it as part of your page, or you know, whatever. It doesn't have to be perfect, and I hate when people do that, and I'm doing it. I'm shaking the journal. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so what I did do is I went through, you know, I had that big envelope of Alice pieces, and I went through and I just pulled the brighter pieces, because I feel like the Stamperia pad, I have a thought with that. In the first video of this Alice series, I said, oh, what about a flippy, flappy, whatever with that? And so I think that with the Stamperia pad, I'm actually going to make that as a separate journal. So I took the more vintagey feeling pieces and set them aside. And so that will be like part of the next process. But I have 2 of these. I ordered 2 of these. I don't really know why I ordered 2, but I did. So what I'm thinking is that, of course, there'll be one with each, but I think I'm going to heat emboss the individual pieces, maybe different colors. I'm not sure yet, but this chain, I have that really cool sparkly black embossing powder, so I thought that would be really pretty. Sorry, I'm leaning on the table and I was shaking it. So I have this. This was a freebie and a pack and an order I got, so I'll back that. And the colors lend itself really well to what we're doing. I split the napkins, so I'll have these napkins in both. This was a piece that my friend sent me from a leftover of her Alice journal. And then I have 2 sets of these Bo Bunny stickers. So we'll pull the brighter colors for this journal, and then yeah, go from there. Anyway, so those are those pieces, just to share that. And then I have been going through that book that I cut the spine off of, and it's got a lot of really fun images. And so what I thought I would do with him is I'm going to kind of fussy cut around him. He needs to be more sturdy, because I thought, how fun would he be as a tuck on a page, you know? And so anyway, I need to stabilize him a little bit more. So I was going to do that. Oops. I have butterfingers today. I've had the dropsies really bad the last few days. It's driving me crazy. Anyway, and then I just thought this image was really sweet. So I thought I'd fussy tear around this and use it somewhere. I'm not done going through the images. I have some stationery printables here that I found that were, these blue ones were sweet, and these others are a little bit of the more vintage feel, so I have a couple sets of those, so I think I'll do those in both journals. And then I just backed these on some cardstock, and I'm going to fussy cut around these and stitch around them, and then I thought when I come back we'll maybe embellish these a little bit. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I've stitched around them, and I have this bin of die cuts and just this bowl with this tag, and I have this other one of die cuts here with the tag, and I was gonna just dump them all together, and then I thought, well, if I don't use them all and I go to either list them in my Etsy shop as, you know, partial packs or whatever, I wanted, you know, maybe the next, ooh, look at that. I wanted maybe the next person to like know which kit they were, or which set they were from. So then I decided not to separate them. I don't know. They're kind of thick because they're chipboard pieces. They're not just die cuts. And so I must not have realized that they were just chipboard pieces, because they're going to add a lot of bulk. So I think I'll probably have to just be really aware of which pieces that I use. And one of these I thought had a piece. Well, I know there was a cake in one of them. Oh, let's look at that. See, squirrels. I'm telling you, squirrels everywhere. How cool would that be? Might put that there. We'll see. Anyway, but I had it, and then I set it down because I was messing around and looking at pieces, and now I don't know what I did with it. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, whatever. But I like these playing cards. How neat would they be as like a pool or something on these? That would be fun. Okay, well, I'm not gonna sit here and just keep digging through these, so let's figure out what color ink we want to go with. I do love the abandoned coral, but I don't, ooh, look at that. That's like a perfect color. Okay, you know what would be helpful though? Is to start kind of figuring out my pockets and stuff, because if I don't know where I'm going to put them, I won't know where to put like the pull tabs and stuff. And like I left that a little tall. Ooh, I left that really tall. So we're just going to have to be careful where we put them. And I may have to trim it down and restitch the top. So there's always that option. I mean, we're not stuck in these decisions, right? So when we make mistakes, we can always fix them. So let me kind of figure out the papers downstairs that I've been using. We need to figure out what we want to do for some tucks. And where we're going to put these, like what kind of pockets we're going to have, you know? So let me figure that out, I guess, and I'll be back. I thought I was going to embellish these, but I don't have any trims in these colors out yet or anything, because it's just, like I said, it's evolving. So, I don't want to ink them in vintage photo. I want color. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to do it. I think I have a dauber on my other pistachio. I do. I do. Excuse my arm, excuse my reach. Okay. So I hope you guys are all doing well. We are feeling better. Still really tired, but we're better. So I am so grateful for that. Very grateful for that. It has been a long well, we're at the end of the 4th week, I think. Yeah. I think so. And still just really tired, and oh, that's kind of fun. We need a stencil. Let's grab a stencil. Oops. Oh, let's do this one. Anyway, we're at the end just of a long, hard battle with whatever this is that we've had, for sure. So, but we're gonna go to the grocery today and get a few things and go have some lunch somewhere. So that'll be nice. That'll be a treat. Ooh, I like that. I haven't used this one yet. It's one I just got the other day. And I'm trying not to have any harsh lines. I like that. And you know what we could also do? Because you're not just limited to one. You could go over, you know, with another color. Possibly a blue. Or, let's see. Ooh, yeah. Let's just do it. Do I have a blue? Where is that? That's not blue. That's brown. You guys know well, I don't typically like to be disorganized when I'm filming, but I'm just completely discombobulated today. There it is, right in front of me, goofball. Okay, so we'll just do a little inking on here. You know, I've been reading a lot of posts about people's likes and dislikes with videos and what, you know, people do, and I'm like, oh my gosh, do I do those things? And do I not do those things? And I know people like to see the creative process. Some people just like you to get with it and, you know, get to the point. And so I'm like, gosh, what do you do to kind of please, you know, please your audience? And I'm so grateful that for those of you who do give me feedback and answer me and say, hey, you know, this or that. But it really makes me nervous. The more I'm reading these things, like, gosh, you know, I don't want to be driving people crazy or doing things that annoy you, because you do choose to spend your time with me. So hopefully that's not something that I'm doing. That would really be, you know, I said I wasn't going to go around that in brown, and I don't think I'm going to, but I think I am going to just take some black around that edge. I'm going to bring that green in just a little bit I'm working on top of scrapbook paper, so I have to be mindful of that so I don't ink it. But I think if I go over this with my black, it's going to be kind of a cool effect. So let's see what effect that does. And then I'm not going to embellish this one. I'm not going to embellish them until we figure out, oh yeah, that's kind of cool around there. It just kind of frames it out. And I'm trying to just keep it, you know, on the edge. It just gives it a little color. And then I think when I find like trims and stuff or even flat, I mean, we can do whatever we want with these, right? So that's kind of a neat effect. I hope you can see that. Can you see that? All right, so there's that one. And then on the other one, I'm gonna hold off on inking it. I'm just gonna start a pile of my ephemera pieces. And same with this, I need the scrapbook paper downstairs unless I just put this on cardstock. And then I just wanna fussy cut around him. And then I think I wanna take my, I think I want to just add little pops of color to him, but I don't know what I want to do yet. But we'll figure it out. We'll see. So I'll be working on that. So I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to have to gather some trims and stuff and just kind of get more prepared for this. You know, I've got the collage from using my scraps that I need to put some of the napkin images on for cards. So those will be good in the tuck spots. I have to figure out how I'm going to use these. I'm not sure how I want to use these now. So give me some suggestions if you have any suggestions, because I mean they're thick. They're kind of bulky. So help me out if you've used these, what you think. Oh, look at that one too. That one would be fun on the front of this, wouldn't it? But not with the teacups. So maybe we'll do something different with the front. Okay, anyway, so that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to keep gluing images out of the book and making the cards, and some I will make smaller. I won't leave this at the top of all of them, but I thought it was just kind of fun to have a couple of the tall ones with that on top. And then, you know, I have others that I'm doing, you know, smaller. I'm going to fold this over, and then this will be a pocket to go somewhere, or a tuck spot in here somewhere. So just things like that that I've been working on off screen, obviously. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well, and let me know if you've gotten your Alice stuff out and if you've started to work on your Alice journal. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye.